Hey, it's me, AP, aka Mr. Movie Cheer, and welcome back to another episode. And on this episode of content, I will be doing a movie cheer update, an update for 2024. I think I did this last year, maybe the first one, and I thought let's do it again, a channel update, 2024 plans, just a kind of. You know that type of video. You know what we're talking about here. So before I go any further, I want to reflect upon the year of 2023. I did this last year, and I think it's a good idea to look back on things and reflect on the positives and negatives, just everything really, all related to the Movie Cheer podcast. So how did it go? Honestly, how do I feel about it? So personally, you know what? I think I watched back the video of the same topic last year and recently, and that year I was really happy with what we all achieved, with the channel and doing the live streams and the community as a whole just growing, which was awesome. And reflecting this year personally, I think the community has grew more, the channel has grew, which has been great. Personally, on a personal level, I feel like I could have personally done more. I feel like sometimes I do feel like I'm letting down the community when I don't do a show and when I miss out of episodes. And I know, like in 2023, I had a few months where I took a bit of time out to just take a break from things, and yeah, and that's on me. And I'm always one of those people. I like to take accountability, and that is down to me, not on the community. And it's been nice because every time I've took time out, people always ask, and it's always nice that there's a nice community of people out there who are genuinely, concerned if you're not posting a video. And I get that because I'm like that with other people, like people I like people's content and communities I'm involved with, and I think it's so nice that. So personally, I feel like I could have done more, but I know at the same time sometimes you need to take a break from doing YouTube or whatever creative things you're doing, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. So, but on a whole, I think one of the great things about 2023 is, as a community, as I said, the channel has grew more, the community has grown, and we reached 1,000 subscribers. And I know it's only a number, and I think even nowadays now on YouTube, numbers count very little because you can have 1,000 subs, but you're never going to get 1,000 views on every single video. Everyone who does creativity on YouTube knows this, and I get it as well. But it was just nice. I think it was like a nice little milestone to get to. There will be a live stream coming up at some point soon. I'm going to do a live stream to celebrate that, so it's not been forgotten. I really incredibly appreciate the support and getting to that, because I remember like the channel when it was like 20, 30 subscribers, when it wasn't even movie related really, and then I took that kind of like move into the movie, talking about movies direction, and then rename the channel and stuff like that, and it's really cool reflection. And this is where I think reflection is super important, because sometimes you also, I think you take for granted what you have and how things have changed, and so many positives. And even though, like I said, I missed out some months and took some time out, some breaks, but really, I'm really pleased with how the channel grew last year as well. And just to see, I feel like for me, like I said, I've said this in many videos in the past. For me, I love doing this. It's kind of like a therapy when I'm talking about movies. It's like I turn the camera on, discuss movies, and I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the camera right now, obviously, but I'm talking to the community out there, and I'm sharing my feelings about movies and things I enjoy, and I really love that. And for me, there's always been two things where, for me, I feel like it's helped me improve my social skills personally, because I'm very introverted. I'm quite quiet, if I'm being honest. And doing this, it helps me become a better talker in real life, in my work, in my personal life. And I think it personally has helped me improve. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an extroverted character now. I'm not like a master public speaker, but I feel like it's improved me. So for me, there's tons of things. I enjoy it because I get to talk about the hobby, the passions I enjoy, but I also feel like as well, it helps me on social skills wise. I think for me personally, I can say it definitely helps. So I really love doing it. So that's when I kind of change it and think, when I reflect initially, I'm kind of like, oh, I could have done more. But then I'm like, I reflect again and really think about it. And I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm very grateful because, again, I can see all the positives that come from having a podcast, doing a community like this, having a YouTube channel, whatever it may be. I get a lot of joy from it, a lot of enjoyment, and I wouldn't do it. I'd walk away. I said this to a friend of mine recently, and he was into different types of creative stuff as well. And I said, the day it becomes no longer fun, I walk away. And I've done that with stuff in the past. When it becomes fun no longer, I do walk away. And in the past, I've kind of like let things drag on too long. And I'll get to something in later on in this video about that sort of like kind of like that same notion, really. But yeah, it's been a great year. I've really enjoyed 2023. I feel like it's grew, and I think there is tons of positives to take from it as well. So the channel changes for 2024. So this is where I want to get into that notion of change and things like sometimes when things are not working out, you've got to make a change. I think you've got to, and so I'm going to get straight into it. So changes for 2024 for the Movie Cheer, for Movie Cheer Town as a whole. Patreon. I've put out a message to the Patreons. Superb. Again, another like a community within the community. It's like that movie. What's it called? I can't even think of it now. What's the? I've got the movies. What's that movie called? A Dream Within a Dream with Leonardo DiCaprio. Inception. That's it. The Patreon community is like the inception of the YouTube community. I'm going off on a tangent. Let's get back on track. Yeah. Patreon, I am ending Patreon. I've done it for many years now, and superb. You know, I've had some great times on it, some incredible support over there from people, and I've sent out thank you messages, a few thanks so far, and I just, you know, incredibly grateful again for the support over on Patreon. I've said this in a message to the Patreons as well, and I'll say it here. To be honest, it's just one of them things I was thinking about doing this last year. Scaling it down. I just want to put more focus into the YouTube channel now. A lot of it's time-based, you know, not having time. And I don't like taking even the smallest amount of money from anyone and not being able to give my full commitment. And I felt I was getting to that point where I couldn't commit to it. I couldn't put out the bonus content that I thought was good quality bonus content. And I feel like when I get to that point and I don't feel like it's working, I got to change it, because when people are paying good money, I feel that's unfair personally. So I decided, for the benefit of the channel, the podcast as a whole, Movie Cheer Town, that the Patreon has to go. So I will be ending it at the end of January. No more Patreon content will be arriving there. And with that, also the website as well. The website is still going to be there, but the website as it was, the moviecheerpodcast.com, is no longer. The blog is still there, and I will occasionally put stuff to the blog. That is another thing where the first year of doing it, in 2022, I was really pumped for it, doing articles, doing blog pieces every week. Last year, kind of like the back end of last year, with stuff outside, you know, work and stuff, I just found it very hard to keep track of it and keep updated with that. And I got to this year and I felt like, you know what, it's not benefiting me, and I could, you know, get a domain again, and maybe I will in the future. Same with Patreon. I'm kind of like in this, I live by the never say never mentality. Never say never that you won't, you know, further down the line, maybe we do Patreon again when I can feel like I can add beneficial and good content there that I feel is worthy. But at this moment in time, I feel like I needed to, you know, scale back a bit and just take a bit of a step backwards so the podcast can benefit. So what I want to talk about now is the Patreon content. I've said this to the Patreons, that the Patreon content, so I've got years of Patreon content over there, bonus videos, bonus podcasts, they will soon now be, you know, the odd week when I want to take a week off, or occasionally when I want to throw a bit of extra content, that content will be slowly integrating with the Movie Cheer Podcast YouTube channel and the podcast feed, and the Movie Cheer Town, the second channel, Movie Cheer Town Exports, which is like the secondary channel for Movie Cheer. So a lot of that content will be gradually be drip fed into the Movie Cheer Town community on YouTube over the coming months. So that content is not going to get wasted. I feel like it's some good content there, which I feel like will be great to see. And maybe not all of the content will come over. Some of it maybe won't make sense, but a lot of it will come over to the YouTube side of things. So they're going to be the changes for 2024. But now let's talk about the goals for the Movie Cheer podcast in 2024. The goals for Movie Cheer Town. Simply, I've got it wrote down here. Have fun. Literally, this is my note here. Have fun. It is a natural note. Just having fun with it. I think sometimes I am guilty of doing this, and like I said like with the Patreon and stuff like that, it got to that point where it become unfun really, because I couldn't deliver the right content, and it kind of become a bit more of a, like, I've got to get this content, I've got to try and get something out, and I wasn't having as much fun. And I think this is the thing this year. I've got to just try and have more fun with it and just do stuff. And look, every week there won't be a podcast episode every week. Some weeks there'll be a random video, but there'll always be content coming out every week, unless I say otherwise, unless I say we're taking a little break one week maybe. But just having fun with it, having fun, doing live streams, discussing movies, just not taking it seriously. And that's when you take things too seriously, that's when the fun goes, isn't it? So for me, it's just having more fun with the YouTube channel, with the podcast, with people, with the community, doing more live streams, just getting more people involved. And that's it, more collaborations this year. We lacked on collaborations, and again, that is down to me last year, because I cancelled a few live streams, and we didn't get to the live streams we wanted to do, or the pay-per-view shows we do every 3 months. I want to get back into doing them this year. So live streams is going to be something, more collaborations. I've already got a few planned on other people's channels so far, so that is a good step in the right direction. But really, what I want to see, the goals for the channel this year, again, it's only a number, but I think it would be cool if we're on like just over 1,000 subscribers. If we can get to 1,500, so 1,500, that would be really cool to see this year by the end of 2024. I think it's an achievable goal that we can reach. And the main one as well, we had it in 2022, Movie Cheer Fest. It was a 2-day event. We had a live stream, and then a live episode of the podcast, and then a Movie Cheer Town live episode as well. Lots of different people, great people within the movie collecting community and movie community involved, talking about movies. It was awesome. So Movie Cheer Fest 2 is going to be arriving this year. That is the plan of action. Movie Cheer Fest 2. If that is the only live stream we do this year, there'll be more than one live stream. But that is my goal. We hopefully around like September time, I think that's when we're probably going to do Movie Cheer Fest 2. But that's going to happen this year. Like I said, have fun with the channel, more collaborations, more live streams, 1.5k subs, and Movie Cheer Fest 2. They are the goals for the channel this year, the goals for the Movie Cheer podcast and the Movie Cheer Town community. But yeah, that is it. If you enjoyed this episode today, if you enjoyed it, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to this on the podcast app of your choice, please do subscribe to the podcast and leave a review if you enjoy the content. And check out the rest of the content as well on the YouTube channel and the podcast feed as well. Plenty of content over here. But yeah, I'm glad to be back, folks. The content will hopefully be coming out every Saturday now. That's the goal, to really set the marker every Saturday at 6 p.m. UK time. We're going to bring out content. And yeah, live stream, 1K live stream is going to be coming up soon. I'll let you know when I've got a rough idea date-wise of that. But I'm just glad to be back. I took a big break over Christmas. I'm really looking forward. I've got that energy boost again now, which I needed. I'm looking forward to having fun this year in 2024. Just discussing movies. It's going to be so much coolness, so much fun. I can't wait, folks. And I appreciate your patience for waiting for new content. I know it's sometimes, if you enjoy a certain channel, you enjoy certain content, you're having to wait for it, and then you sometimes think, oh, you know what, I'm just going to bin this channel off now. It's end of. I like to take a break every so often, and I appreciate that you understand that as well. So thank you, and thank you for staying around and watching this video as well. If you enjoyed this video today, I've done that bit, haven't I? I need to work because I've not done it for a while. I'm a bit rusty. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. Remember to spread a bit of movie cheer, and as always, I will see you next time.